This is Tatiana Hollander with Screen Rant. I'm here at Comic-Con with the cast and crew of Knights of the Zodiac.
Bum, bum,
Here for the first time to talk about this long-awaited film.
The first time ever.
The first time ever. You heard it here first, except it's not live, so technically you did not.
Top secret. Don't tell anyone.
Top
Don't
secret.
tell anyone. Nobody knows.
Now, you guys are stepping into a long legacy here. There's been so many adaptations, many different mediums, but you're taking it to live action. Pressure, excitement, what are you ready to bring?
I think all of the above. I mean, obviously, it's an honor to be a part of this and something that has such a huge fan base. But with that, also, there comes a pressure of wanting to give them, you know, the best possible movie I think we can do.
I mean, Saint Seiya and Knights of the Zodiac, they have such a large following, right? Every time we post something on Twitter or Instagram, it's like 1 million fans just post like, yes, awesome, finally, it's coming. I honestly, truly believe that, not to sound too cocky or anything, but we are the best team to have brought this movie to life. I mean, we have Tomek, you know, coming off some amazing productions, leading this ship as the captain, you know, as the director. Andy Chang, you know what I mean? Creating some of the most iconic choreography in all of Hollywood, you know?
It is true.
And then, you know, you got me, of course.
Obviously, yes.
We got some amazing...
Sexy, handsome.
No!
Oh.
And then, you know, our amazing...
From the walk to the Knights.
And then obviously, you know, our writers, producers, our cast, the goddess herself, Madison Eisman. So I think the fans are going to be in for a great movie, and it's going to be good.
Neither, you know, Mega Yun, you know, he's unfortunately not here, but he's really real talent, you know. Yeah, Mega Yun is amazing, you know.
Kenyu's great, yeah.
Yeah, he grew up with a martial art background, so I think he will show something for the audience will satisfy, you know. He's really good.
Now, speaking of that pedigree, you have been doing like Witcher, Tamak, which I love. Yes.
Coming back at Monday.
Yes. So how different is this approach to that, like Polish lore, if you will?
I think it was not that different, and it was not such a big transition because Poland is in a very interesting place. It's between West and East, so we kind of understand both sides, and it makes me like sitting in a very, very unique point because I can understand both. I can translate this culture to another, and I'm also traveling a lot. For the last 20 years, I was just traveling all around the world doing all those productions. And one thing which is also important, my background, I started in animation. So like deep understanding of animation, why anime is so important for the world, why it's so powerful, why people are actually still watching it. It was for me like easy, that's clear. That's something I don't have to learn. I know it. I know it deep in heart. And all the work was just to like rethink this story, this beautiful story which we have, just rethinking in the world of live action, which is different. It has different set of challenges, but this is also the world I understand. So it was a fun journey, and for us, you know, yes, we are talking about this for the first time, but for us, for Yoshi, it's a journey which is like 5 years, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Yoshi, you previously worked on the remake, Saint Seiya. So what is it that you wanted to bring either over from that or to do new and different from that?
Well, one thing is we wanted to be really authentic about this franchise, and especially the heart of what was Saint Seiya or Knights of the Zodiac. So that was the first thing and last thing that I wanted to achieve. So it's been a quite long journey. We had to go through, 10 years to come over here, but I think it was worth it. And, you know, audience will see the result and they will be satisfied.
Oh, satisfaction guaranteed. I love that.
Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
If you want money back, call him.
Call Diego.
Go IT for us for the $10 bet.
I'll share her Venmo.
Hey, no.
For our writers, the panel today is where everyone is going to get to see so much more from what you've worked on. What are you most excited about? What do you think fans are really going to be pumped by?
Matt and I came to this project and honestly not knowing a ton about the original IP, and we basically went back and read everything that had ever been done in the manga. We watched the series. We even read old screenplays from the series and talked a lot about what is the heart of a Seiya story. And I think, ostensibly, when you're at first watch, it feels like, oh, it's just saints fighting each other. But when you dig deeper, what you realize is it's about underdogs. It's about people, outsiders, people who don't belong, who and feel like, they're behind the eight ball and they can't win these battles, but they never give up. And I think that part of it, we hope that message, that thematic storyline gets through the audience and they walk out it's like coming out of a Rocky movie. You're like, never give up. Yeah.
I love that. Speaking to that underdog dynamic, what is it that you find most fascinating about this group?
The group that put this together?
No, the characters.
But honestly, I do want to talk about coming into this, because it is a property that's beloved, that has such a storied history, and coming into it with a group that they all loved it as much. Everybody was into it. Everyone kind of knew the characters, knew the lore, and it puts a lot of pressure to do it right. But with the team, backing you up and giving you so much support, and this works, that doesn't, but the interaction and the collaboration was just amazing, and I think it really is going to show in the final product.
I love that. Now, Andy, you have already been introduced as someone who has worked with the best of the best. What did you bring? What did you want to bring to this fighting style, to these stunts? What did you teach these younglings?
This IP, from when I grew up, I watching it, the called Saint Seiya, the anime, and I've been waiting for doing animation live action. So when I knowing I go to work with Tomat and then Yoshi, and also these two beautiful talent, and then Mega Yun, Mega Yun from beginning, I know he have a really good background. He did some action movie before, so he have experience. But for Diego, he's brand new. There's a lot of energy, but he's kind of like I remember the first day we met him.
I came in as stiff as a rock. I had a knee injury. I had a back injury. I was like, Andy, go easy on me, okay? We'll work on flexibility and mobility this week, and then the stunt choreography next week.
Yeah, then but he's he is the one, I would say, after the shooting, he's the one that most impressed me, because he really from very stiff to knowing how to perform, and really good. The next movie, he'll be a superstar.
Biggest Improvement Award. Yeah, exactly. How about Madison?
Okay, and this beautiful lady,
you can't say anything. You can't say too much. But
okay. I won't say too much because, but she loved to do stunts. So,
I did.
And then we already signed a secret contract together. We're gonna work something on. But
Andy and I are gonna take on
she really like action, and she look at her, she's so beautiful. But she really have the heart. I remember I cannot talk about a stunt, but but she really, we would do one more time. One more time. And then after a few times, it's still so much fun. Let's do it.
Yoshi was like, "Are you sure you want to keep doing it?" I was like, "Yeah, we got to get it right."
Yeah, no. So she's so she have that drive, and I can see this movie. We have really we have other famous actors like Sean Bean and Franken, but I think the new free talent, Mega Yun and these two, they will have a bright future, because I'm very happy to work with them. Because I see they do own stunt. Okay, let's do that. They do their own stunt. She did her own stunt. I talk a little bit. There's a big explosion, and this girl don't scare it. It's not CG explosion. It's a real practical explosion. She's very good. So and then on the action side, lucky I have the director and producer. They really knowing what they want. They have the vision, and then especially with Tommy. He definitely knowing what he's seeing, how to tell the story from the action. I'm just supporting. I'm using my language, the fight scene to helping his dialogue, or how to, project the character, and let the audience know he's a good guy or bad guy, So something like that, I think we did something. I think everyone kind of happy.
Yeah. I would say we're kind of happy. We're more than
happy. Okay, so kind of like at least I think we're not like a gigantic like budget like Mau Studio, M Studio, they have no limit money, and time. We have certain. So I mean, I remember the very beginning with Thomas and Yoshi. We talked, and then Thomas had already have a really good idea how to make this movie have every single penny can show in the production, and find a way to do this movie. So I'm excited to see the final product. I think you guys, yes?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. For Madison and Diego, what was your way into your character? How much research did you do? Did you binge anything?
Diego and I can't figure out who was cast last because we both think we were around the same
I'm pretty
time.
sure I was cast last.
I think I was. I remember
But we flew in together.
We did fly in together.
Sat right next to her on the whole flight, and I had no idea.
And then
I was sitting next to my co-star.
we went straight into quarantine, and Diego stole my pizza. But that's a different.
That's a different
story.
interview.
But I think Tomek and I first talked when I was in Hawaii working on a completely different job, and I basically tried to dive right into research as soon as I could. I think I had about 2 weeks in between coming out to Budapest. Tried to read as much as I could, watch as much as I could, do a lot of research on Greek mythology. Thank God we had our Saint Seiya specialists on set who answered all of our questions. No, he doesn't like to be named.
He who must not be
He's
named.
secret, yeah.
He's our top secret.
He's our top secret and our secret weapon, and he probably hated me by the end of shooting because of the amount of questions I had. But a lot of research.
Yeah, I would say going into this project, obviously I knew it was an iconic character, and I did as much research as I could. I was also on a show, and I had about 2 weeks to prepare for this. So I did as much research as I possibly could. But more than that, I read the script, and it was, beautifully written. The character, it had its motives, it had its motivations, and I really tried to justify his actions. I didn't see him as left or right, villain or hero. I saw him as a person with a very strong point of view, and this guy was determined and very focused on his mission, and the motivation was there. It was written beautifully. So yeah, I mean, I kind of try to make him feel as human as possible, and just make him
Which I also think is so great about this movie is we are taking. Reimagining something that was already been done, but everyone feels very human. It feels very grounded, and I don't know. I think that's what makes it really special.
For Matt and Josh, when you guys are writing these motivations so beautifully, what do you pull most from? Were you looking at manga, anime? Is there what influences from Saint Seiya really called to you?
The mangas are so great at sort of bringing across that, as Josh was talking about earlier, these just iconic fight scenes, just one after the other. But then at the heart, there is, these characters, and there's a reason they're damaged. There's a reason they might want to give up and quit. But, that's what's great about the mangas is every one of these characters, you flash back and you find out why they are the way they are. And so, thankfully, we had all that to dig from. We didn't have to create backstories. Every one of the characters had their own backstory, and we just leaned into that and did our best to express it on the page as we typed.
Let me tag onto that just for a bit, because actually what's great about the IP, the source material is the villains are the best. It's because it's really hard to write good villains, but all the villains have really clean, clear motivations. You understand why they are how they are, and it doesn't necessarily justify their behavior, but audiences just need to get it, and they need to believe it, and they need to think these villains are three-dimensional and not just mustache twirling in the background. And I feel like, it made our lives so much easier because the source material had that information for us.
And Yoshi, when it comes to the casting, we have between the big stars and then the fresh faces who will soon be big stars as well. What was it that spoke to you? Like when you were looking at this cast, what do you think qualities they share that make them so right for these roles?
Well, the qualities, of course, yes, but also the diversity is something. Even the original material, all the characters trained and born and grew up in the different countries, and they have their own reasons, and that kind of reflects their own cultural values, and coming in together, and sometimes that becomes a conflict. So that's something that I wanted to also portray and reflect it in our casting. And we were lucky to have all the cast, on this film.
So then finally, We're here at Comic-Con, first time in like 3 years. Is there anything that you guys have seen or are hoping to see that is like your highlight?
At Comic-Con?
Yeah.
We've really just got straight to work, so.
I'm looking forward to the Saint Seiya panel.
There you go.
There
you go.
Yeah. No, that is going to be good. It's our first introduction to the world and it's such an iconic place, Comic-Con. After 3 years of being shut down, we're finally back, and it's just a privilege to be here and be introducing this awesome film that we brought to life together.
There is nothing to add except the fact that it's so amazing to be here, because this place is as crazy as I remember from the previous visits, and the soul of the Comic-Con is still here, and the heart is still there, and it's pulsing. So it's very, very good to be here. But yeah, we basically came here for Saint Seiya.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you're going to get. Have you seen any cosplay yet, or do you hope to see any cosplay? That would be the
on the street. Which people, I think I saw Deadpool sitting in our hotel. That was kind of fun. Everyone looks fantastic. Yes. I'm a little jealous.
Next time, though, you can come dress as your character.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I honestly, we should have done that.
Well, thank you guys so much. Enjoy your weekend, though you're working. Your working weekend.
Yeah, working weekend.
And I cannot wait to see all of the new material.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are going to love it.